Of the examples I specifically mentioned were, more human, more practical problems, as it were. But the real brokenheartedness is, Hashem, I know that I can be a better Jew, and I know I'm not connecting with you as fully as I can, and I'm upset about it. I know I, made mistakes, X, Y, and Z. I should have been nicer. I should have kept Shabbos better. I should have, whatever your thing is. That's the broken heart, where it's not, oh, I should be a bigger tzaddik. I should, have this. I should have that. That's out. Right? But again, and even that Leiv Nishbar, when your person, is sincere and vis-a-vis the Creator, blessed be He, acknowledging shortcomings, that's only for a limited time in the day. Right?
I heard from someone that even in today's times, and today's emotional weakness that we're in, even having a broken heart is very dangerous. I remember hearing this from people when I was getting involved in Breslov, and they were saying that the times were different, and you got to be careful with all this kind of stuff. Like, people can't even get to the level of broken heart. People are not even there.
Okay, this is a good question. It's a good point.
Because I tried it, and it's very hard.
The fact that he tried and it's hard doesn't mean it can't be done.
I'm saying that these times are very different. People are very fragile these days.
That's true. That's true.
Get that out.
Okay, that's a good word to use. And the fact that people today are fragile. I don't know how many of us here knew, or perhaps now know, Holocaust survivors. Anybody here like that? Right. Okay.
My father is a Holocaust survivor, and he's going to be speaking tomorrow if anyone wants to come.
It would be very worthwhile.
No, in Jersey City College.
That's okay. Such a thing is worthwhile, because we especially I don't want to pick on Americans because I am one. But we overanalyze ourselves and we, contemplate our navels and we're the most important thing that ever happened, since sliced cheese and all this, and everything that happens is a big tragedy, and everything gets blown out of proportion. And you watch the news on any of the 500 channels that there are nowadays, which is a very sad thing unto itself. It just gets blown out of proportion, and the truth is we're probably not that fragile. But we pamper ourselves and we like to feel that we're so special and unique that if things are not perfect, then it's part of this low self-esteem thing that we started out about.
I think it also has to do with that we're an orphan generation, that we didn't have the correct upbringing, we didn't have the correct rabbis, we weren't taught the healthy Torah, and the generations that passed 170, 80 years crashed. Look at the people are believing in the Jews are going by. My only point is that a lot of these Breslov concepts have to be really brought down tremendously deeper, much more. Very fragile. I think people are very fragile.
Again, I agree with you. I think that people do start out fragile, but I think that people are resilient, and people can. Not only can they, but they really do have. Most people, of course, not everybody. Some people are indeed fragile, but a lot of people are really much stronger than they think they are, and and if they come to realize that, then they can, have this Leiv Nishbar thing. But again, as we started out at the beginning, most of us do feel that we're losers. You'll pardon the expression. And that it's only by taking a look at our existence from Hashem's perspective, right, that He wants us here, and He wants us here as Jews with all the shortcomings that we have, right. So then we can start to feel real strength, because our strength is not coming from ourselves, because we don't really have too much strength, but our strength is coming from Hashem's Ratzon, from His desire for us to be here and be here as Jews, doing the best we can.
So we have to get away from the false ideas of who we are, into the truth, and that's where the strength would come.
Right. That's right. That's what starting out the whole thing was. Why the positive, self-image leads to the health, and it's not only the physical health, right? We talked, when we mentioned before, and about the idea of simcha being a refuah, a cure, right? So there's two. What's the word in English? I'm not sure, but there are 2 points in time where the simcha has been and will be at its greatest. Right? Rabbi Nachman talks about the future. He says that in the future, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will make a dance, a circle dance for the tzaddikim, and Hashem will be the focus, the head of that dance. And the Rebbe says, because of the great simcha that will be in the future when Mashiach comes, there will be no disease. That the simcha of mankind will be so great that they'll close all the hospitals. Because there won't be any disease. All the drug companies will go out of business. Right? Sell now.
No dentist.
No dentist. Okay.
I remember that the Lubavitch Rebbe said that when you're happier, you become smarter.
That's also. It's also in Sefer Midas.
Is it?
Yes.
Say it again, Dave.
When you're happier, when you're happier, you become smarter.
Right.
Your mind expands.
Who says that?
I read by the Lubavitch Rebbe. Rabbi Nachman has it.
That's also in Rabbi Nachman's thing. Yeah. Right, that's one. Now, what was the other time in history when the simcha was very strong? Exactly.
How long did it last?
However long it lasted, right? Let's stop and think about this. It's the Midrash mentions a few places that by Har Sinai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu healed all of Klal Yisrael, right? Those who were lame were able to walk, those who were blind were able to see again, etc., whatever sort of thing. Now, the Midrash shows up 2 or 3 different places, and the list of diseases, let's call it, and cures is not the same. And one place, what's mentioned, is that people who were emotionally broken were also healed at Har Sinai, right? And although Chazal don't seem to talk about this particular point, Rabbeinu Zal says, and it's hidden away, and you have to read at the end of the Sipuri Maisis, at the end of Rabbi Nachman's stories, that the time of Matan Torah was a day of tremendous joy, of fantastic joy. And that's part of what brought the healing. In one sense, the healing was because the Kadosh Baruch Hu did not want to give the Torah to a broken people. That would not be covered for the Torah. Right? So the people had to be healed. But it was the joy that was the medium, the means through which we were healed. Right? So we see that at these times of Geula, right, by Mitzrayim and Mitzvah Hashem soon, the ultimate Geula that we're waiting for, the joy that's part of that brings also tremendous health. And so each one of us in his own life, if we can increase the joy by renewing our Kabbalat Torah, right, by re-accepting every day. Like the Kabbalat Torah historically to Jewish people was once upon a time, but each and every one of us can accept it anew every day. So that's a certain aspect of simcha that we can bring into our lives. Yes, I'm here, I'm available, I have been chosen, because Hashem thinks I'm terrific. Right? It's the truth. Hashem thinks you're terrific. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Certain things anyway. Right? And because of that, the person can really feel, and be healthier.
It doesn't say that the greatest joy anybody can have is the alleviation of a doubt. It says it in the Gemara.
Right. That's
so is it safe to say?
Wait a second. I just went.
At a human level, this is above human level.
One second. Anytime Chazal say something like "all things are" or "everything is,"
right.
They don't mean it mamish 100%.
Right.
I mean He said, when he said, "Ein simcha k'toras svekot,"
Right.
and there's no happiness like getting rid of a doubt, alleviating a doubt, they don't mean absolutely.
Okay.
Right? You know, a person can be happier on their wedding day. A person can be happier, something else. You know, it just means to say this is really something.
Like they say, this mitzvah is shakul against all of it. And another one is also shakul against all of it.
Right. Both are true. Right.
Do you think a person can get, let's say, like, very super happy if they're learning great Torah?
All Torah is great.
No, I believe a lot of people are not getting the right Torah type teachings, and there's
Not
not
exciting Torah.
and there's not
Okay, let's switch seats, and you can preach, and I'll ask you the questions.
When do I have time to talk to you?
But not here when everybody's here.
Nobody's watching except a million people on YouTube.
The 5 million people we watch on YouTube.
What I'm saying is that I believe that a lot of people are not happy because they're not learning the great stuff that Judaism has to offer, and because the rabbis are not teaching it. That's why Breslov is here. That's why.
Soon will be chatzot. You'll sit, near the mezuzah on the floor with the ashes on your head, and your wife will encourage you. Right? No, listen, why this and that? Listen, we're in Galut for almost 2,000 years. How can you expect us to be anything but broken?
That's Rabbi Nachman came to the world, right?
And how can you expect? And the rabbis are just as much in Galut as we are. Maybe more some of them.
So you have some Golas rabbis and you have Israel rabbis.
No, I'm talking about all the
rabbis.
We're not talking geographically Eretz Yisrael or Chutz La'aretz. I'm talking about the Klal Yisrael, even those of us who live in Eretz Yisrael are also in Galut. It's a different manifestation, but it's all Galut. And yes, and that's part of that's part of the problem is, like you say, some people are learning Gemara, they should be learning Midrash, and people are learning, they should be learning that. And so, it's also, the fact that we're displaced, again, not only geographically, but we're displaced. A guy born in a Hasidic household, but he has a Litvish in the Sham, or a Litvish in the household. No, but it's not a funny thing. It's tragic. It's tragic.
How would you know?
How would you know this is more? This is a big. This is a big part of it.
Really, what? How could that? What would it? I mean.
What's the point?
No. Why should one soul have any orientation that's so? I want to say static. To have a Litvish soul, and that's it? That's it? I mean, that's very limited, isn't it?
No, that's for sure.
No? Okay.
They've been very, very...
Alright, I don't know.
There are many great people of the Hashem, people who serve the Hashem, with that sort of,
No, but to say that if somebody's in in one kind of a house and has another kind of soul, what is it?
Well, that's what's new.
Isn't that what you said?
Yes, that's what I said. I'm saying, so that child, let's say, is displaced.